This is Mr. Banco, and this is the Valley High School Student Handbook Review. We've been in school for a few weeks now, and I hope you're settled in. I think there's a lot to like about Valley High School, and I'm sure you will find it to be a great place to learn, be with your friends, and prepare for your future. We have excellent resources, great teachers, and a lot of opportunity. I hope you'll take full advantage of what we have to offer. As with anything, it's good to know what's expected. Obviously, with this presentation, we want you to know the rules and follow them. As a high school student, we want you to be responsible not only for your academics, but with your behaviors as well. Most importantly, the adults are here for you. If you need help, ask. Don't wait until it's too late. Having a good school year starts off with being here. Each day, students are permitted to enter the building at 7:05. Everyone must pass through a metal detector and present all bags for inspection. Hundreds of students come through the doors each morning. To make the process smoother for everyone, please open all bags before placing them on a table for inspection. We have a 9-period day, with each period lasting 42 minutes. All students have 3 minutes to travel between classes, which is a sufficient amount of time in nearly every circumstance. Dismissal is at 2:10. Students are assigned to lunch by grade levels. Do not report to the cafeteria outside of your lunchtime. Each day, our cafeteria staff prepares breakfast and lunch. Breakfast runs from 7:05 until 7:25, and students will not be permitted to get in the cafeteria line for breakfast after 7:20. You are encouraged to get in early, get it, and report to your first period class. Occasionally, you may need to use credit in the cafeteria. Please do so very carefully. While no one wants a student to be hungry, ongoing costs accumulate quickly. If you've received free or reduced lunch in the past, submit a new application as soon as possible. Your parents or guardians can put money on your account using mylunchmoney.com. And finally, you certainly have noticed significant change in the day-to-day lunch. This is due to federal regulations, and everyone's patience is appreciated. If you're wondering where you can get information about Valley High School or the New Kensington-Arnold School District, there are a variety of sources, including newsletters and several district internet outlets. Report cards and progress notices typically provide important dates, and the Valley High School Student Handbook is an excellent source of information. The Alert Now system provides recorded messages as well as text messages and emails for those students and parents who have signed up for them. Within the next couple of weeks, information will be distributed for signing up for or updating Alert Now contact information. Besides Edline, every effort is made to keep students and parents up to date on academic progress. Students will receive 2 progress reports each grading period, as well as a report card at the end. Each will be handed to students in first period, with the exception of the final report card, which is mailed the week after school is out. If you don't receive a grade report or progress notice, see a guidance counselor, Mrs. Elder, or an administrator. High school is credit dependent. Students earn credits by passing full and half-credit classes. You cannot progress to the next grade level or graduate without earning the appropriate number of credits. Promoting and recognizing positive school behaviors is an important element in providing the encouragement for you to do your best. Public recognition in the form of posted lists of students, as well as extrinsic rewards like the Black and Gold Movie Days, Student of the Month breakfast, or gift cards for winning the Focus 5 drawings are just a few ways students are rewarded. Some things you need to be aware of with regard to the nurse. She maintains all health records for all students at Valley High School. She also provides basic medical services and is the only person who can administer medication in the school. Referencing medication, all medicines, prescription and over-the-counter, must be presented to the nurse upon arrival at school. It may be collected at the metal detectors by a teacher, in which case it will be delivered to the nurse. It is your responsibility to check in with the nurse to identify your medication and provide any pertinent information regarding taking the medicine during school. The nurse will also see you if you are not feeling well. Students must have a pass from their teacher to report to the nurse's office, and she will make a determination on your best option for returning to class. Work permits are issued to students aged 14 to 17 who have secured employment. You can obtain the work permit application from Mrs. Elder in the front office. She will complete a portion of the application, and you will have a portion to complete yourself. You will also need to have a physical verified by an appropriate medical professional, and your prospective employer will have a section to complete. You will not be issued the blue work permit card until the entire application is completed. Permit applications are then kept on file in the office. The Valley High School Library and Mr. Edgerton can be an excellent resource for students, not only in doing research, but as a quiet place to read or do work. Mr. Edgerton issues passes to students typically first thing in the morning or until all passes are exhausted. Students must have a library pass to leave study hall and must be released by the study hall teacher prior to reporting to the library. Appropriate behavior is expected in the library, and noise levels that are disruptive are not only inconsiderate of other students' learning, but are unacceptable in the library, and privileges will be revoked. Participation in club sports and activities enhance your high school experience. Students are encouraged to join clubs and try out for teams. In a number of cases, we have had students start clubs in years past. It is widely known that students that are involved in activities at school do better academically, typically have fewer disciplinary incidents, and have better attendance. Participation in extracurricular activities is encouraged, but is also a privilege and should not interfere with a student's academic performance. Any student involved in a club or team must maintain a C average. Each week, teachers report on eligibility, and any student with more than one failing grade or less than a 2.0 will be declared ineligible and not be permitted to participate. Similarly, if a student has a failing grade on any report card, that student will be ineligible for 15 school days prior to a review for reinstatement. For those students involved in fall activities, the end of the previous year or final grades are counted for this eligibility. School attendance is vital to success. You can't learn and we can't teach you if you're not here. However, everyone misses time occasionally. If you are absent, your parent or guardian will be notified via the Alert Now system. Upon your return to school, you are required to submit an excuse, and it should be given to your first period teacher. Students are encouraged to provide documentation of any absence within 3 days upon their return to school. Acceptable notes come from parents or guardians, doctors, or the court system. A parent can write a legal note for the first 5 days of absence the student incurs during each 9 weeks. Punctuality is equally important to student success. Students who arrive late to school must check in with Mrs. Daniels, and it is required that students provide an excuse. Excused tardiness will be granted for acceptable reasons. Missing the bus or sleeping in is not acceptable. Your schedule has been developed to provide you with classes you have chosen and that you need to continue towards graduation. All periods, including lunch and study halls, require your attendance. Students found in hallways or unauthorized areas are subject to disciplinary action ranging from after-school detention to out-of-school suspension. Occasionally, students must be released early from school, and there are a variety of reasons. If you need to have an early release, a note requesting the early release should be provided by a parent or guardian and given to your first period teacher. Even students who are 18 must have permission from a parent or guardian to be released from school. After the PSSA retest being given in October, the PSSA will no longer exist at the high school level. Beginning with this year's juniors, students will be accountable for Keystone exams in Algebra 1, Biology, and Literature, our 10th grade English class. Those tests will be given as end-of-course exams this spring. We also coordinate and provide access for students to take the SAT and ACT college entrance exams, as well as the PSAT National Merit Scholarship Test in October. The ASVAB career assessment will be given in the springtime to all sophomores, as well as any student considering entering the military following graduation. For the 10th grade, it will serve as part of the career exploration component of their graduation portfolio. AP tests are given in May for students enrolled in preparatory classes. Buses are provided for all resident students, and we encourage students to ride the bus. In some cases, students find it necessary to drive to school. Permission must be granted by the principal or assistant principal in the form of a completed parking application. It is expected that student drivers will exercise caution while driving, including following all posted traffic regulations, including the speed limit of 5 miles per hour on campus. Students who do not follow regulations will have their driving privileges revoked. Scheduling for the upcoming school year will begin in January following the adoption of the program of studies. Counselors will meet with large groups first to discuss and explain the process. Next, they will meet with small groups and individuals to review transcripts and course requests. Every effort will be made to make schedules available to students as soon as possible following the end of the school year. The Student Code of Conduct covers all disciplinary expectations and guidelines set forth by the New Kensington-Arnold Board of School Directors. It can be found in the Student Handbook as well as on the VHS page of the New Kensington-Arnold School District website. A variety of disciplinary consequences are utilized to discourage inappropriate school behavior and as a response to students who choose to break the rules of the school. After-school detention will be issued for minor violations. Once issued, students are expected to attend one of 2 assigned days. Students who do not attend will be suspended out of school for 1 day following their return to school. In-school suspension is utilized for continued minor violations. A student can be suspended out of school for between 1 and 10 days, depending on the violation and the severity. Expulsion is the most severe consequence and can result in a student being permanently removed from the public school. Whether a student is using a school-owned device or a personal electronic device, the student must sign to the district acceptable use policy, which outlines what is permitted on the district network. Students may use devices as permitted by the classroom teacher. Teachers have the right to deny use of any student or group of students. When directed, students must turn off and stow any electronic devices so they are out of sight and not heard. No devices or their paraphernalia are permitted in the hallways of Valley High School. The Code of Conduct outlines and requires disciplinary action for classroom attendance issues. It is also important to note that Valley High School operates as a closed campus, meaning that leaving the building and/or campus without permission is unsafe and unacceptable. It will result in consequences, in most cases, out-of-school suspension. Most students and parents want and expect a safe, well-structured learning environment from Valley High School. Excessive school disruption will most often result in out-of-school suspension and can include disorderly conduct charges filed by the New Kensington Police Department. Students who fight will begin with a 3-day suspension, and the police will be notified. Students found with weapons, drugs, or alcohol, or are found to be under the influence, will be suspended 10 days and face an expulsion hearing. The dress code is in place to establish a positive learning environment, free of as many distractions as possible. Clothing must be clean, of appropriate length and coverage, and be free of inappropriate messages, including those that promote violence, drug or alcohol use, or are sexually suggestive. All decisions on dress code violations will be made by the administrative team. Repeated violations will be subject to disciplinary action. This includes outfits that continue to border inappropriateness. All students are issued a locker at school, and while it is the school property, students are responsible for the locker being secure. You are discouraged from sharing your locker and/or combination with other students, as only the assigned student will be held accountable for contraband found in the locker. And should a valuable be taken from the locker, the school will not be responsible for replacement costs. Similarly, students are encouraged to lock clothes and valuables in a locker in the boys and girls locker rooms during physical education classes. It is difficult to quarantine these areas, and even under the best of circumstances, they provide easy access to unsecured items including clothing, money, and property. Since it is school property, your locker is subject to search by an administrator with reasonable cause. You will be given an opportunity to be present during the search. Lunchtime in the cafeteria provides students with an opportunity to relax, meet with friends, and get something to eat. There are a variety of options provided by the food service department, and I suggest you explore as many as you can. The potential for problems in the school is greatest in the cafeteria, so there are a few guidelines we ask that you follow. First, when you come in, find a seat and relax. In the first 12 minutes, you will have the day's announcements and a few minutes to talk. When lunch is being served, get in a line and take your turn. Fair is fair, and no one wants to be cut in the line. Be respectful to the staff, and they will do their best for you. Clean up after yourself. There is no time at the end of each lunch to clear and wipe tables. If everyone simply cleans up after themselves, everyone will be happy. We request that you stay seated as much as possible during the period. Excessive movement tends to lead to problems. Talk with the people who are near you and don't scream at others. Finally, do not throw food or other items in the cafeteria. If you're caught throwing anything, you can be suspended out of school for 3 days or more. Attending after-school events is an excellent way to show support for your classmates, and it highlights our school spirit. Students are reminded that when in public, they represent the student body at Valley High School and the entire school community. Inappropriate behavior at school-sponsored events can result in disciplinary action. Following this presentation, all students will be required to take the Student Handbook Quiz. It is a multiple-choice assessment used to provide each student the opportunity to demonstrate understanding of specific elements of the Student Handbook. A passing grade of 80% or better will represent the student's acknowledgement of having received the handbook and been provided a summary. It is also understood that all topics are not covered in the presentation, but students are responsible for knowing the rules. Thank you for your attention, and I hope each of you has a great year.